Hello, dear students. In the previous lecture of our classification of elements and periodicity in properties, we have already completed the first part, that is our classification of elements. Now we are starting the next part, that is periodicity in properties. So, properties particularly. Some properties physical one, some are chemical particularly, like atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, these are the physical one properties. Now chemical one is oxidation state and anomalous. Anomalous means strange behavior of a second period element. Second period elements. So these are some properties we need to discuss. And what we need to discuss about them? First, how to define them. First thing. Second thing about them, what is its trend in the periodic table? That whether they are increasing, decreasing along the period, down the group. Okay, in a group, how they are varying. In a period, if you are moving, how they are varying. Then, whatever the trend is, you have to give the reason for that trend. That why they are showing such behavior. So these three things about each and every property we need to discuss. This is the summarization of the second part of this chapter. Okay, now let's start with the first one. That is your atomic radius here. Or this one came with the word as atomic size. Okay. So what is atomic radius? First thing let's go for the atomic radius definition. So the distance from center of nucleus of an atom to outermost electron is called or known as atomic radius or atomic size d. Okay, so this is the definition first. But let me become a little bit more practical. That when you comes to metals, you know that we have classified the elements in case of the metals and non-metals, and as well as noble gases are the which one do not react. Noble element is what you can say. So when you take the metals, usually mostly element, around 80-90% elements are the metals in the periodic table. So metals, when we take in, how to measure the radius of a metal, like sodium, potassium, iron, copper, these all are metals. Mostly elements are metals, you know. So how to measure the radius of these particularly things? So you usually calculate metallic radius in this case. What is metallic radius? That we take whichever metal we want to measure the radius, we will take that metal in pure form, first thing. So in pure form, when you take metals, so these atoms of the metals are arranged in particularly this form. Okay, atoms of such metals, any metals particularly arranged in a perfect pattern, and electrons are available in the voids particularly. Okay, like if you go for the sodium ion, positive one, and one electron is balancing the charge particularly. Okay? So that's why because of these electrons availability, metals have good conductivity. Now, so from here we will calculate the actually metallic radius in case of what? Metals. Now if you go for the non-metals usually like oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, you know that they always get bonded through the covalent bonds. Mean to say they are sharing particular. Like if you go for the oxygen, there are 6 valence electrons. This is the Lewis dot structure for the oxygen atom. So these electrons particularly, two from this oxygen, two from this oxygen, these are the shared electrons. So this is the covalent bond formed between two oxygen atoms and result in the formation of O2. So in this case, in case of the non-metals, we usually measure covalent radius. How we will measure? We measure the distance between the nucleus of two atoms and just we do the half of these one. So that's how we will measure covalent radius. So in case of metals, metallic radius, in case of non-metals, covalent radius. But you know that in some cases, ionic compounds, when non-metals and metals get combined, like NaCl. So in that case, the radius measured is known as ionic radius. Okay, but you know that Na positive is always formed by losing one electron by the sodium atom. And if you talk about the negative ion, chloride ion always formed by gaining the electron. So in this case, one electron we are losing, and in this case we are gaining one electron. So in this case, if you are losing electron, the nucleus become more effective and size become reduced. So that's why Na positive will be in smaller as compared to Na positive, while chloride negative have greater radius as compared to chlorine atom. Okay, so that's why if you compare, there is a question in your particular book or topic like isoelectronic species. What do you mean by isoelectronic species? Those ions or atoms which have same number of electrons, particularly like how O2 negative have 10 electron, F negative have 10 electron, neon have 10 electron, Na positive have 10 electrons. So these are the one called isoelectronic species. Okay, but sometimes you have to compare the sizes of a particular atom like Na positive, Na negative. So in this case, you know that Na positive will be the smallest one, then comes to sodium atom, and then comes to negative ion, because negative ion have more electron, or due to electronic repulsion the size become expanded. So in case of metals, metallic radius, in case of non-metals, covalent radius, and in case of the ionic compounds is ionic radius. But ionic radius, you know that is for the ions, not for particular atoms. Now if you go for the noble elements, this topic is not given in the book particularly, dear, but you must know that noble elements radius is measured known as van der Waals radius, because the atoms in case of like helium gas we are taken are separated. They are not forming the bond because they are stable. So van der Waals mean to say attraction forces. So whenever they find in the closest approach to each other, at that time we measure the distance between the nucleus and we will do the half. That's how the van der Waals radius is measured. So usually van der Waals radius is found it is greater as compared to the actual atomic size. Okay, so in this manner we first thing we calculate the radius of different atoms. Now what about the trends and particularly of the atomic radius? That we will discuss in the next lecture. Today, first thing you have to do is read up to page number 84. NCERT. Second thing, make your notes in fair notebook design. Third thing is sort out 5 short type sort out 5 short type cues and answer in rough notebook design. Okay, thank you.